Snakes have always been a fascinating creature. They evoke both fear and admiration in equal measure. Have you ever wondered why? Why do we find them so captivating? Is there something more to these creatures than just their long, slender bodies and flickering tongues? To answer these questions, we have to look at the history of snakes and their role in our culture. Snakes have been present in the mythology and symbolism of various cultures for thousands of years. From the ancient Greeks to the Egyptians to the Chinese and the Mayans, snakes have played an important role in shaping our beliefs and values. Let's start with the Greeks. In Greek mythology, the god of medicine, Asclepius, had a staff with a snake coiled around it. This symbol is known as the rod of Asclepius and is still used as a symbol of medicine to this day. The snake, in this context, represents healing and rejuvenation. The ancient Greeks believed that snakes had healing powers because they could shed their skin, which was seen as a symbol of rebirth and renewal. The snake's venom was also believed to have medicinal properties and was used in various remedies. Shedding of skin is another important symbol associated with snakes. It is seen as a symbol of rebirth and transformation. This is why snakes are often associated with fertility and the cycle of life and death. In many cultures, the snake shedding its skin is seen as a metaphor for personal growth and change. Just as the snake sheds its skin to grow and transform, we too must let go of our old ways to grow and transform ourselves. Snakes are also associated with the concept of duality. They are both feared and revered, and their actions are often seen as both good and bad. The act of a snake consuming its prey, for example, can be seen as an act of violence, but it is also a necessary part of the ecosystem. In many cultures, the snake is seen as a symbol of the life and death cycle. It represents the balance between creation and destruction, and the eternal struggle between light and darkness. The Ouroboros is another symbol associated with snakes. It is a snake eating its own tail and represents the cycle of life and death. It is also seen as a symbol of infinity and the endless cycle of existence. The Ouroboros is a powerful symbol that represents the idea of eternity, wholeness, and the cyclical nature of time. It reminds us that everything is connected and that life is a continuous process of death and rebirth. In some cultures, snakes are seen as spiritual creatures and are used in religious practices. Snake charmers, for example, use their skills to control snakes and use them in rituals. In many Eastern religions, the snake is seen as a symbol of the Kundalini energy, a spiritual force that resides at the base of the spine. The Kundalini energy is believed to be the source of our creativity, spirituality, and higher consciousness. By awakening the Kundalini energy, we can tap into our inner wisdom and experience spiritual enlightenment. Finally, in some cultures, snakes are associated with royalty and power. The ancient Egyptians, for example, saw the snake as a symbol of kingship and divine authority. The pharaohs wore a headdress with a cobra on the front, known as the uraeus, which was meant to symbolize their power and divine status. Similarly, in Hindu mythology, Lord Shiva is often depicted wearing a snake around his neck, symbolizing his power and control over the forces of nature. In conclusion, the symbolism of snakes is complex and multifaceted. From healing and rejuvenation to duality and spiritual awakening, snakes have played an important role in shaping our beliefs and values. They are creatures of both light and darkness, representing the eternal struggle between creation and destruction. So, the next time you see a snake, remember that there is more to these creatures than meets the eye. With that said, thanks for watching and until next time.